if you're tempted to get one of those neggedy Ned faiths, just don't bother. Just don't bother with the faith. Hello, you little sweet sugar puffs and puffettes. How are you doing today? Well, today I'm going to talk about coping with chronic anything. Coping with this chronic life and health and pain and all kinds of stuff like that. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So the other day, a stranger came and joined us on the Telegram group. Not a stranger, somebody I already knew. Liz Sobo. Hello, Liz. And Liz came back to the group after, I think, I met Liz about 45 years ago, just before the pandemic. That's what it seems like. And then Liz went off to do her thing, and we actually had a chat on the channel a good few years ago, Liz and I. Anyway, she's been doing her thing, evolving as we all have, and coming up with, new ideas about old stuff. And she asked me a question, and she said, what have the emissaries got to say about chronic pain and, just like ongoing, relentless suffering and discomfort? And I was a bit like that, asking the emissaries why, because it's not what they talk about typically. But I thought, well, hey, I'll ask them. And I said to them, this is the question that Liz asked. And they said, okay. They said, well, that's a very earthbound issue, which is not really our remit. But they said, we are willing to share some things that might help. They said, we'll give you some guidance. Okay, so here it is. This is the emissaries. Remember, the emissaries are not human. Some of them have had experience here, so they say. They've been here and they know what it's like. All right, so it's coming from, this is not like just people who've never ever had a physical body and who don't know anything about it. They have had some experience. The very first thing they said, because I didn't, when I asked them questions, and especially about these things, and I'm thinking, I have no idea what they're going to say to me. I don't know. And quite often they catch me off guard because I'm not expecting, I'm thinking about physical pain. And I get the first thing they say, number one, be sure that you have a faith. I said, well, how do you mean faith? And they said, when we say faith, understand that all we mean is having a faith in higher power. Whether it be God, whether it be Allah, whether it be Buddha, whether it be Pachamama, your higher self, the universe, they said it doesn't matter. But they said faith can move mountains. They said when you have a strong faith, and the faith is, this is important, faith that things are going to get better. Okay? It's very important. It's not that difficult to get a faith that way you believe that things are going to get better. Like just about every faith is like that. But some people choose to get a faith where it's all going to go down the shithole. The doom says, don't get one of those faiths. If you're tempted to get one of those neggedy Ned faiths, just don't bother. Just don't bother with the faith. But if you feel that you're able to get a faith that's going to tell you that things are going to get better, things can only get better, right? That faith, get that one. And they said that it really helps as a coping mechanism. Remember when we were talking about people with faith, how they can overcome things better. So they said that's number one in their book, get a faith. You've got to have faith. There are two songs coming up now, George Michael, because you've got to have faith, get a faith, but don't just strap on it, don't get a strap on faith. Don't just strap one on. Do some work, investigate, find out what resonates with you. There are tons of options. Find one and bolt it together. And they said to get a faith as well, have as many spiritual experiences as you can. That's what they said. Have spiritual experiences. They said, if you haven't had it, find somebody that'll help you to talk to your higher self. Find somebody that'll help you to have a past life experience, something like that. I know loads of practitioners who can do both of those things, all right? So there's no worries here. There's some beautiful people that I know that could help you with that. So have some spiritual experiences and develop your faith, because you've got to have faith. But don't pay $500 an hour for a session. No matter who it is, it could be Jesus Christ. Do not pay $500 for a session to meet your higher self or do whatever, or to have all of the bad stuff taken out. Do not do that. Okay? That's too much money. Number 2, start working on your emotional trauma. What they said is this: the body, mind, body, spirit, the body needs help to heal. If you are having physical issues, and if at the same time you've got tremendous emotional trauma, your body is going to struggle to deal with everything. It can only deal with so much. I believe, this is what I believe, the body is the most miraculous thing ever. It can heal anything. It truly can, as long as it has the resources. But if you're toxic, if you're living a toxic life, if your body is not being cared for, it just says, I'm sorry, can't do it, I'm trying, but I can't. So you've got to give your body a chance. One of the ways is by working on the emotional trauma. Cleanse your past. And don't say, I've got nothing to cleanse. I'm telling you that you have. I've worked with people for 20 years. Everybody, including me, has stuff that we need to cleanse. Be sure that you frequently get cleaned out, that you get put back to zero. Okay, it's very important. It's going to help your body to heal, your physical body to heal, because it's all connected. 3, these were their words. They said, your diet must be impeccable. Now, that resonated very, very highly with me, because the word impeccable comes from Latin, and Spanish comes from Latin, and the Spanish verb for sin is pecar. Okay, pecar is to sin. So impeccable is without sin. Okay, that's what the emissary said. Your diet must be without sin. Now I know that that's not easy. It's not easy, but it is doable. A while ago I shared an app that you can use in the supermarket that tells you about the additives, especially the additives, and you just scan your food and it gives you a score. Okay, in some ways it's way out when it talks about fat and stuff like that, but when it talks about the horrible cancerous additives, you pay attention. So that's something that you can help yourself with. The other things are this: have a diet in which 80% of what's on your plate is alive. Okay? If you do that, if you eat living things, then you're putting a life into, you're eating the sun, basically. And if you eat dead things, you're not. That's it. You know, eating is very difficult because all this hand to mouth stuff causes us such a lot of problems, you know. All of these like hand to face gestures that we do can cause a lot of problems. But it's doable. If you just take a step back and look at what you're eating and ask yourself, is this good? If you're a vegan, if you're a non-meat eater, be very careful of what it is that you're choosing. Don't think that because something says for vegans that is good for you, because it isn't. They fill them with, you know, they've got to replace the meat with something, and so they generally fill it full of crap. So be very careful. Don't think that being a vegan means healthy. It doesn't. I've met some very, very unhealthy vegans. I've met some very, very unhealthy vegetarians, and I've met some very, very unhealthy carnivores as well. Okay. Some of the things that you can do is you can look at intermittent fasting. I've been doing that for 5 years. Best thing I've ever done. And also you can look at using ideomotor signaling or pendulum for food. But please, I'm going to warn you, be careful when you start using pendulums and ideomotor signaling, okay? Don't just launch yourself into it. Get some help, get some practice. I've seen people using pendulums. The idea of a pendulum, I don't know if you know this, but the idea of the pendulum is that you are supposed to put your arm in catalepsy. Your arm's supposed to go in catalepsy, okay? So that you've lost, and the way that you put your arm in catalepsy is by massaging the muscles and getting it to stiffen. And then, and only then, can you trust the pendulum. Right? I've seen people, like, I'll just check on the pendulum. Like, I'm thinking, what are you doing with your hand? What's that? That's not how you use a pendulum. It's supposed to be unconscious, not conscious. That's conscious. Right? It's the same with this. Right? Unconscious movement. Okay, I've just asked it to do it, by the way. I've done this for so many years. I'll do it again. Do me an unconscious movement. Okay, that's an unconscious movement. Now, I'll show you a conscious movement. Should I eat meat? That's conscious, okay? All of this kind of movement. So you need to practice it. Don't just launch yourself and go, yeah. So is this good or bad? Oh, it's good. It's ice cream, yeah? Right. Do it seriously. Never, ever mess around when you're asking your unconscious mind yes or no questions. Never mess around with it. Never play around with it. Your unconscious mind knows you better than you, and it hates dishonesty. It truly does. It's the most honest part of us. And so if you lie to it, if you play games with it, it will then lie and play games with you. Just the way that it works, okay? But it's great. I've used Ideomotor signaling for my food, and boy, it changed my life. Just saying yes or no. Yes or no. Okay? To any food. And cry when it said no. But if it says no, let your no be no and your yes be yes. Don't ask if you don't want to hear no. If you don't want to hear no, don't ask, okay? But anyway, food, let your diet be impeccable. But they said, very important, that your body is a balance, right? You can be overly spiritual and not taking care of yourself physically. You can be over physical, like exercise and not taking care of yourself spiritually. Your emotions can be all over the place. You've got to get balance. Every area of your life, spirituality, emotions, mind and body, all of them need to be in balance. It's an ongoing, you don't reach that and go, there you are, I've done that now. You reach it and then you maintain it, and you're constantly juggling and adjusting. So that is the Emissaries' take on it. I know it's not as practical as perhaps other things might be, but certainly having an impeccable diet, you can't get more practical than that. So there you are, Liz. I hope that helped you, and I hope it helps other people as well. If you ever need any advice on these kind of things, I've been working on this for a long time now. I've been helping people and helping myself and understanding and studying the ways of getting into really good health. So I'm happy to share. You send me an email and ask me a question, I'll be very happy to answer it. Or you could come to the group, the Telegram group. The information's in the video information below, and come and send an audio and ask a question. The group is filled with very, 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 very capable and intelligent people who know so much about everything. So come and join us. But you've got to be a nice person. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. By the way, put in the comments anything that you've done that has radically changed your health. Okay? I'd really be interested to know that. For the better, obviously. Bye-bye.